Hello everyone! It's time for the second playthrough of the Forgotten Crypt. This is Gloomhaven enhanced with Lego bricks. If you watched the previous episode, you'll know that I did not successfully complete this scenario, so I have to do it again. But at the end of the last scenario, my character's leveled up, and I've made some adjustments to my character decks and also to my equipment. So I'm going to go over all of that before I get into the scenario. I'm going to start with the Spellweaver. Now the Spellweaver was missing one equipment slot, so I'm actually going to purchase Boots of Striding. Now because my characters have a reputation of 7, I get a discount in the shop. So instead of costing 20 gold, this is only going to cost 18. So I'm going to go from 43 gold down to 25. Then I can add the Boots of Striding to my equipment. I'll go over all of my equipment here in a minute. I'm also going to donate 10 gold to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak to get 2 Bless cards added to my deck to try to counteract the 3 Curse cards that go along with this scenario. That brings me down to 15 gold, but I get my 2 Bless cards, and I'll shuffle those in my deck in a minute. For the Spellweaver's deck, the cards I'm taking into the scenario are Fire Orbs, Flame Strike, Flashing Burst, Frost Armor, Forked Beam, Mana Bolt, Reviving Ether, and Ride the Wind. The one change I made is I added Forked Beam and I removed Impaling Eruption. For the Spellweaver's equipment, in addition to adding the Boots of Striding, I read in the rules and I just realized I can equip more than one small item. The number of small items you can equip is equal to your character level divided by 2, rounded up. So in my case, my character is now level 4. Divide that by 2 is 2. So I can take 2 small items instead of just 1, which is great. Because in addition to the healing potion that I normally have, I'm going to take a minor stamina potion to help me recover up to 2 discarded cards. So the equipment I'm taking into this scenario now is Iron Helmet, minor healing potion, piercing bow, cloak of invisibility, minor stamina potion, and Boots of Striding. Now for the Brute, I don't need to buy any new equipment, so I'll just go over my deck and equipment. For my Brute's deck, I'm taking the following cards into the scenario. Trample, Eye for an Eye, Grab and Go, Hook and Chain, Juggernaut, Leaping Cleave, Unstoppable Charge, Spare Dagger, Provoking Roar, and Warding Strength. I again replaced one card. I added Unstoppable Charge in place of Overwhelming Assault. For the Brute's equipment, just like the Spellweaver, level 4 divided by 2, I can take 2 small items in. So my equipment now is Iron Helmet, Minor Healing Potion, Second Skin, Boots of Striding, Mountain Hammer, and again I'm adding the Minor Stamina Potion to help recover 2 cards. My Brute is also going to donate 10 gold to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak. So that takes me from 49 down to 39. I get 2 Bless cards. Now the Forgotten Crypt scenario has a special condition where I need to add 3 Curse cards to each character's deck, which is brutal. If you watched the last episode, I pretty much drew all of these on one character. But now I've got the 2 Bless cards I can put in my decks along with these 3 Curse cards. So I'm going to shuffle each of the characters' decks after I insert these cards. Try to get them randomly dispersed so I don't draw 2 in a row. Never know what happens after the shuffle. Equipment's done, decks are shuffled. Next up, I'll pick the battle goals for each character. For the Brute, I can pick between Hunter and Pacifist. Pacifist, I think, is not doable. There's so many monsters in this scenario. Kill 1 or more elite monsters. Well, there are 2 elites. That could be possible. I'll pick Hunter. For the Spellweaver, I can choose between Workhorse or Plunderer. There's 1 treasure tile. I don't know if it's possible to loot it. I'll pick Workhorse. That might be achievable. Now this one, 13 or more experience points during the scenario. So I think that means I can't use the end of scenario bonus experience to count toward this. It has to be 13 from cards I play. While I'm in Gloomhaven, I need to run another city event, drawing off the top of the deck. On a trip to the Coin District, you catch sight of an old, wiry Valrath carrying a large, intricate vase out his front door. As you get closer, the Valrath begins to struggle with the vase, sweat pouring from his brow. Under the strain, the Valrath loses his balance, and the fragile vase topples downward as he yells a string of curses. Option A. Attempt to catch the vase. Option B. With no time to react, watch the vase fall to the ground. I think I'd try option A. Try to help out. Right, there's 2 possible conditions here. One, you have to have certain characters for the first condition, and one of the characters is a Brute. That symbol there is the Brute symbol. So I do have a Brute, so I get to read the upper part here. You race forward and wrap your arms around the vase. You manage to keep grip of it, preventing tragedy. The Valrath is relieved and offers to pay you for your trouble if you carry it the rest of the way. Gain 5 collective gold. And this gets removed from the deck. 5 collective gold. I'm going to give it to the Spellweaver because she's only got 15 gold, so she's now up to 20. It's a good outcome. Okay, it's time to make our way to the Forgotten Crypt. Now, I'm not going to read the introduction text this time. I read it in the previous episode, so if you want to see and hear that introductory text, please go back and watch that part of episode 14. I'll put a timestamp in this video so you know where to go look. But on the way, I need to run another road event. So again, drawing off the top of the deck, you see a lone man walking toward you on the road. As you meet on the path, he turns to you and begins to speak. "Oi there, I wouldn't suppose you lot might spare some coin?" he asks. A lot of coin, actually. You look at him quizzically as he continues. "You see, I lead a lot of thieves and bandits in this area, and we got to make sure all the mouths are fed." At this, a large number of bandits come out of hiding around you, emerging from the bushes. "So about that coin," the man says with a smile. 5 gold per head ought to do it. Option A, pay the thieves. Option B, resist the robbery, killing as many thieves as you can. Ooh, I really want to avoid any negative outcomes, so I'm going to go with what I think is the safe option, which is just pay the thieves. I've got the gold. So I'll go with option A. You sigh and hand over what coins you have. The man maintains his grin. "Well, thank you, kind sirs. It was a pleasure meeting you, and have a pleasant day." The bandits move off in one direction as you continue in the other. Lose 5 gold each. Well, this goes back into the deck. Back to my character sheets. Well, that 5 gold on the Spellweaver didn't last long, so she's back down to 15. And the Brute goes from 39 to 34. Okay, characters are at the Forgotten Crypt. Here's a quick overview of the dungeon. There's 5 rooms total. The goal of this scenario is to get Hale from the location here. I'm using a witch minifigure to represent Hale. I think that probably best represents what she looks like. She's a bit of a sorcerer. And the goal is to get her from here to the altar way in the back of the dungeon. At the end of each turn, all Hale does is she'll move 2 if her path is clear. So that means it's going to take about 10 turns to get her to a spot next to the altar. She only has to end her turn in an empty hex next to the altar. And if she does that, the scenario is successful. So there's 5 rooms, tons of monsters in each room. I've already got everything laid out. In my first playthrough, I did get to the final room, but boy, I got overwhelmed with monsters. So I've got a bit of a strategy this time through. I did get unlucky with some of the cards last time. I'm hoping that's not the case this time. We'll see how it goes. But at least I've got a better idea of how to do this. And the other big thing I corrected was when you open some of these doors, additional monsters get spawned. But I started spawning monsters after the first door, and you're not supposed to do that till after the second. So I've corrected that for this playthrough. I think that'll make a huge difference, actually. Okay, let's get right into it. I've already placed my characters where I want them to start. They can start in any of the first 5 hexes. Hale starts in the corner here. Start of round 1. In this first room, 2 normal cultists and 4 stone columns. Stone columns don't really block anybody's progress here. My Spellweaver will go first. Well, I'm using my newly acquired Forked Beam card. So I'm using the upper part of Forked Beam. Attack 2, range of 3, I can target 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Both enemies are within my range of 3. I will get 1 experience for using this. So I'm going to attack, well, I've got cultist number 4 and cultist number 5. I'll attack number 5 first. So attack 2. Whoa. First card I draw is one of the blessed cards. 2 times. So I'll hit it for 4. These guys have a health of 5. They're normal cultists. So cultist number 5 gets hit for 4 damage. Now I can target cultist number 4 plus 1. So hit cultist 4 for 3. And that card goes into my discard. I'm going to use the bottom of Ride the Wind just for the base movement of 2. And I'm going to move toward the door. Next up is the cultist. Too bad, I was hoping my brute would go next. They can move and they can attack. They're going to go in the order of their standees. So cultist number 4 is going to go first. Its base movement is 2. It only needs to move 1. And the closest enemy is the Spellweaver. So it's going to move into this hex and attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 1. These guys are kind of wimps. Plus 1. Spellweaver gets hit for 2. Second cultist doesn't need to move. It's already next to the Spellweaver. So an attack of 1 plus 0 hits the Spellweaver for 1. Brute is next. I'm going to use the bottom part of Grab and Go for a move of 4, but I'm only going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Get between those two cultists. So now I can use the upper part of Leaping Cleave, and I'll get an experience point for using this. I can attack a 3, and I can attack both enemies. So I'm going to start with cultist number 4 first, plus 0. Hit it for 3. It already had 3 damage. Puts it up to 6. It has a health of 5. It has been eliminated, which is exactly what I want. Now I can attack cultist number 5. Ooh, rolling modifier. Too bad. Disarm. What a waste of a card. Plus 3. So I technically disarm it and hit it for with plus 3, so I hit it for 6. Well, it already had 4 damage, so it's 10 damage total. Its health is 5. It's definitely eliminated. Those are 2 good cards that are wasted on that. I didn't need the bonuses to get rid of that cultist. It only had 1 health left. Oh well, don't complain. They're gone. Get my 1 experience. It's the end of round 1, so Hale gets to move. She'll just go straight 1, 2. That's the end of round 1. No shuffle symbols. That gets inactive. No elements. No other conditions. That plus card has been removed. Start of round 2. Well, there's no monsters in this room, so I don't have to draw a card yet, but I got to get that door open. So I have a plan here. My Brute goes first. I'm using the bottom of Hook and Chain for move of 4, but I also am going to use my Boots of Striding to get an extra 2 movement. Because I have a plan here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to open this door. Now I still get to finish my turn, but before I do so, I'm going to show what's in this room. In this room, there's a couple large boulders, 2 normal living spirits, and 1 normal living bones. So I still have another 3 movement that I could take, but I'm only going to take 2. So I'm going to go 4, 5. Now that movement was in a straight line, so that means I can use the additional part of this card. If the movement was in a straight line, perform attack X, where X is the number of hexes you moved. I moved 5 hexes, so I can attack Living Spirit number 2 for 5. Ooh, rolling modifier, muddle, and plus 1. So the muddle is kind of irrelevant. So I hit it for 6. Now these living spirits have a shield of 2 and a health of 2. Well, hitting it for 6 will definitely get rid of that first living spirit. So living spirit number 2 has been eliminated with 1 hit. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Spare Dagger for an attack of 3 with a range of 3, and I'll attack living spirit number 5 plus 0. So that has a shield of 2, so I only do 1 damage to it, and I get 1 experience point. Living spirit number 5 takes 1 damage. Next to act is the Living Bones. It can move and attack, and its base movement is 3. Ooh, so it can actually move toward the Brute here. 1, 2, 3. And it'll attack the Brute with a base attack of 1 plus 0. The Brute gets hit for 1. Living Spirit is next. Doesn't move. It has an attack minus 1 to range. It can target 2 enemies. Well, there's only 1 enemy within its range. Its base attack is 2, and its base range is 2, but it's got negative 1 to range, and the Brute is 2 hexes away, so its range is only 1. It actually cannot attack the Brute. It's too far away, so it doesn't do anything. Spellweaver now is next. I'm using the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4. I'll go 1, 2, 3, and I'll move right to here. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Fire Orbs. Attack of 3, range of 3, target up to 3. Gain 1 experience for each enemy targeted. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So both of these monsters are within my range. So I'm going to attack the Living Bones first. Plus 0. These Living Bones also have a shield, so I hit it for 2 damage. It has a health of 5. Now I can attack the Living Spirit. Attack of 3. Null. That's disappointing. I was really hoping to get rid of him. So no damage to Living Spirit number 5. This puts the fire element into the element table, and I lose this card. Hale's turn now. Well, she'll move her 2. And that is the end of round number 2. Fire will go to waning. I need to shuffle the Spellweaver deck because I drew the null card. Well, it shouldn't be too hard to get rid of these last 2 enemies. That goes to inactive. That goes to inactive. Start of round 3. My Brute goes first. I'm going to use the bottom part of Provoking Roar, which I don't think I've ever used before. Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack this round targets you with that attack instead. I'm not sure that's going to get used, but I'm going to try that anyway. Then I'm going to use the upper part of I for an eye to apply retaliate. So if I get attacked, I can retaliate. So both of these are persistent for this round only. That's the end of my turn. Spellweaver is next. I'm going to use the bottom part of Frost Armor for a persistent effect. On the next two sources of damage, suffer no damage instead. This puts the frost element into the element table. I'll stick a token on there. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Mana Bolt for an attack of 2, range of 3. I can consume an element. I can't consume the frost because I just applied it, but I can consume the fire element to get an extra 1 attack. So I'm going to consume fire. I get an experience point for doing that. I'm going to attack the living bones for an attack of 3. And I can draw the curse card. But I can remove this. Okay, so 1 curse card down. That's okay. I don't mind getting rid of a curse card this early in the game. Well, that goes into my discard. Next is the living spirit. It can move and attack. Well, its attack is ranged. Its range is 2. So it doesn't need to move because it can attack the brute. So it will attack the brute for an attack of 2 plus 1. Brute will get hit for 3, but I can retaliate. I get an experience for retaliating. The retaliate's 2. Now the good thing about retaliate is it ignores shields. The only thing that a shield will block the damage from is an attack, like an ability that says attack. So this 2 retaliate is just 2 pure damage to the living spirit. And the living spirit only had 1 health left. So that retaliate takes out the living spirit. That was my plan. Living bones is next. Ooh, it just attacks. It has a +2 bonus to attack. So its attack is 3. It's going to attack the brute. +1. Oof, hits the brute for 4. That's a huge hit. But again, I can retaliate for 2. Living bones has a shield, but I can ignore the shield. So it's just 2 pure damage on the retaliate. So there's living bones has 1 health left. And again, I get an experience point for the retaliating. Hail is next. Well, she'll move her too. So far, so good. She's got a nice clear path. My characters are going to have to move here to get out of her way, though, quickly. Let's end round 3. Frost goes to waning. It's inactive. That is inactive. Both my Eye for an Eye and Provoking Roar are now can go into my discard. So how am I doing for cards? I've got 4 cards left on the Brute, 2 on the Spellweaver. So I'm going to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. I've got 4 cards in my discard. Roll my 4-sided die. 3. I'm going to lose Forked Beam. Oh, too bad. Get the rest back into my hand. I'm less concerned about losing cards in this game because I do have both my small item to recover cards and the Spellweaver has a card to recover cards. So I'm fine. Losing cards early, I will be able to recover almost all of them. Brute, I don't need to rest. Start around 4. Well, the Living Bones goes first. It can move, -2, doesn't need to, it's next to the Brute. It can attack. Well, it'll attack the Brute with an attack of 1. -2, well that's good, so no damage to the Brute. And then it heals itself for 2. It's disappointing. My Spellweaver is next. I'm using the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4. 1, 2, 3, I'm going to move right there. And now the upper part of Flame Strike for an attack of 3, range of 2. Living Bones is 2 away. -2. Well, Living Bones has a shield of 1, so I did not get through its shield because my attack is only 1. That is disappointing. Brute is next. I'm going to use the bottom part of Juggernaut just for the base movement of 2, and I'll move right here onto that coin. Now use the upper part of Trample, attack of 3, with a Pierce, so I can ignore the shield. So unless I'm incredibly unlucky here, probably just jinx myself. Attack of 3, 2 times. That was more than enough. So I hit for 6, shield to 1, so I hit it for 5, puts it up to 7 damage. Its health is 5, so that will kill it. Living Bones is gone. End of round 4 cleanup. I need to shuffle the Brute's deck because I drew the 2 times card. This is going much better than the last episode. I am definitely not overwhelmed with monsters this time. Shuffle symbol on the Living Bones. Frost goes to inert. I forgot to move Hail. Well, Hail can move 2. So 1, 2. Should move right there. Oh, I was on a token here, so I'm going to grab that money token. Brute only has 2 cards. I think I'll do a short rest on the Brute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in my discard. Roll an 8-sided die. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm losing. Leaping Cleave. Start at round 5. So my Brute's going to go first. I'm going to use the bottom part of Grab and Go to move 4. I'm going to move into this door. 1, 2, 3 gets me into the door. Open the door. Now, in this case, I'm going to read the special text for opening that door. There is no rest among these cursed undead. As you kick through the door into the next room, you hear more commotion from the entrance. There's more of them behind us, Hale yells. So a normal cultist gets spawned back in the first room, right there. So this is one of the mistakes I made in the previous episode. There's a difference between a summoned monster and a spawned monster. This monster has spawned, and since it has spawned, it gets to go this turn. So I still have 1 movement left on the Brute. This new room I revealed has just a elite cultist and a normal living bones. So I get to finish my turn on the Brute. I'm going to move another 1 to get into the room. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Spare Dagger for an attack of 3, range of 3, and I'm going to go for that cultist. Plus 1. I hit it for 4. I'm going to get 1 experience point. Now this guy's got a health of 9. It's not great. The cultist is next. Now unfortunately I drew the card where the cultist summons a living bones. So the elite cultist gets to go first. It'll always summon the monster closest to an enemy. So this is pretty easy. You'll summon it right here. Now, Living Bones number 1, I'm going to mark now this case, this is a summoned monster. So summoned monsters do not get to act on the turn they're summoned, and they don't drop a money token. But now the cultist just takes 2 damage. So it's up to 6. I take those away. Now the spawned cultist back here in the first room, this also gets to summon a Living Bones. I've got Living Bones number 2. It's going to spawn it as close as it can to an enemy, which would be right there. And number 2 is also a summon, so that does not get a money token. Next is the Living Bones. Well, unfortunately they have +2 to attack, but they don't move. So the good thing about that is there's 3 Living Bones now. We got number 1, number 5, and number 2. Number 1, it is next to my Brute, but it doesn't act on this turn because that was a summon. So there's no attack. Living Bones number 2 is next. It doesn't move and there's nobody near it, so that's the end of its turn. And number 5, it doesn't move. Nobody around to attack. That's the end of its turn. My Spellweaver is next. I'm using the bottom part, Ride the Wind. I can move up to 8 with a jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the reason why I'm doing that is so that I don't have disadvantage on my attack. That goes into my lost pile. That puts the air element into the element table. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Mana Bolt for an attack of 2 with a range of 3. I can't consume an element because I just applied that element in this turn. So I'm going to attack the cultist +1 with a bleed effect. So I hit it for 3. I don't need the bleed. It's at 6 damage. Its health is 9. So hitting it for 3 puts it up to 9, and I just killed the cultist, which is good. So cultist is gone. So you can't spawn any more freaking Living Bones. That's everybody's movement. I now can move Hale. 1, 2. End round 5 cleanup. No shuffle symbols. Oh, there is. Shuffle symbol on the cultist. So those monsters in the first room, I'm going to do my best to just ignore them. They will catch up eventually. The Living Bones can really move. So unfortunately that last cultist in that room is going to probably keep summoning Living Bones. Air goes to waning. Spellweaver is down to 1 card. So I should do a short rest on the Spellweaver. 3 cards in the discard. I'll roll 4-sided die. 1. I'm going to lose Mana Bolt. Get the other 2 back. Brute, I got plenty of cards. Start around 6. The cultist goes first. -1 to movement. Its base movement is 2. Well, it's just going to move closer to the door, so I'll move right there. -1 to attack, but there's nobody near it. That's the end of its turn. Spellweaver's next. I'm using the bottom part of Flame Strike. Attack 2, range 2. And the only monster within my range is Living Bones number 1. So I'll attack him for 2. Curse. Well, another curse card's out of my deck. That's good. But that nullifies that attack. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Reviving Ether to recover all of my lost cards. And then I lose this card in the process. This puts the dark element into the element table. Brute is next. I'm using the bottom part of Trample to move forward with a jump, target all enemies move through. So I'm going to do a bit of a dance here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then land on this coin. So I moved through both Living Bones. I moved through Living Bones number 1 first, so I'm going to attack it first with an attack of 2. I'm going to get 2 experience for using this card. +1. So Living Bones number 1 gets hit for 3. Oh, it's got a shield of 1, so I hit it for 2. Now Living Bones number 5 +0. So shield of 1, I hit it for 1 when I lose this card. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Unstoppable Charge, and I've got a choice here. So I have attack of 5, but these guys have a shield of 1, so in reality it's an attack of 4. Regardless, I should be able to get rid of at least one of these enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and attack Living Bones number 5. +0, 5, -1 for the shield, hit it for 4. It already had 1 damage, so it's up to 5 damage. That's enough to kill it. Now it's still my Brute's turn. I'm going to use my Minor Healing Potion to heal myself for 3. I'm going to use my Minor Stamina Potion to recover 2 of my discarded cards. I have 2 of them in there, so I'm going to recover both. So I'm recovering Trample and Leaping Cleave. And I'm going to use my Mountain Hammer to summon a Warrior Spirit. This Warrior Spirit has a health of 4. Now I'm going to represent my Warrior Spirit with my Zombie Pirate minifig. I can summon it wherever I want. I'm going to summon it right here. Now, again, being a summon, it will not act on this turn. Living Bones is next. Living Bones number 1, this guy over here, acts first. Doesn't move, can attack, target one enemy with all attacks. Now, the Brute went before I summoned my Warrior Spirit, so I think it will attack the Brute. So it'll attack it twice. First attack with an attack of 1, -1, so it doesn't do any damage. Second attack, attack of 1, 2 times, but I have my Iron Helmet, which allows any 2 times modifier to be a +0. So I get hit for 1. Second Living Bones doesn't move, just stays there. That's good. Now Hail gets to move her too. 1, 2. Doing okay, I think. And that is the end of round 6. Air goes to Inert, Dark goes to Waning. I need to shuffle the monster deck because I drew the 2 times card. Start around 7. My Spellweaver goes first. I'm going to use the upper part of Mana Bolt for an attack of 2, range of 3. I'm going to consume the dark element out of the element table to get an extra attack and also get an experience point. And for good measure, I'm going to use my piercing bow. During your ranged attack, ignore all shield values. So I can ignore the shield on the Living Bones. So attacking Living Bones for 3, 2 times. That's a blessed card. Well, I hit it for 6. It had a remaining health of 3, so I just eliminated Living Bones number 1. Well, that is good. Bit of overkill. Blessed card will come out of the deck. Piercing Bow is consumed. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4. 1, 2, I'll move right to there because I don't want to block the door. Next is the Cultist, way back over here. -1 to movement, has base movement of 2. So it'll move 1, right to there. My Brute is next. Oh, my Brute was on a coin. I take that coin. I'm using the bottom part of Hook and Chain for a move of 4. 1, 2, I can move through Hail or my Spellweaver, get into this door for 3. Now because this door is open, another monster gets spawned. This time it's a Living Spirit. It gets spawned right there. So I've got to draw a card for Living Spirit. This Living Spirit will get to act a bit later. I have 1 more movement. I'm going to go ahead and move right there. And then I'm going to use the upper part of Eye for an Eye to retaliate for 2. That's persistent for this round. Now that I've opened this door, this 4th room is opened. There are 3 damage traps that will inflict 3 damage. And 1 elite living corpse. Well, next in the order of attack is actually the Living Corpse. +1 to movement. Its base movement is 1, so it can move 2. Then it muddles and immobilize, target 1 adjacent enemy. It only needs to move 1 to get next to the Brute, and it's going to muddle and immobilize the brute. These are both effective until the end of my brute's next turn. But it didn't attack me, so my retaliate doesn't go off. Next is the living bones. +1 to movement, so it can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nowhere near any enemies. Living spirit, -1 to movement. Its base movement is 2, so it can move 1. It'll just move 1. This warrior spirit of mine for the brute, I keep forgetting, it actually acts before the brute. Now the warrior spirit would just move. It would move toward an enemy. The closest enemy would be the living corpse. Spellweaver's in the way. I think it would still move, but move right here. It gets it just ever so slightly geographically closer to the living corpse. Hail is next. Well, she can move 2. She's going to go 1, 2, right to there. It's getting crowded. But that is the end of round 7. No shuffle symbols anywhere. Nothing else to clean up. Start of round 8. Oh, my eye for an eye goes to my discard. That only was valid for round 7. My brute goes first. I'm going to use the bottom part of Provoking Roar. Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack this round targets you instead, regardless of range. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Warding Strength for an attack of 3 with a push and attack the elite living corpse. Oh, sweet. +3, and then I'm going to push it. I can push it 2, and any 2 hexes away from me I can push. So I'm going to push it 1, 2 into that trap. That's a 3 damage trap, so that adds another 3 damage. So 3 + 3 + 3 puts it up to 9 damage. It has a health of 10. Living Bones is next. It's going to shield for 1 and then heal itself for 2. It has no damage and there's nobody around it, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I keep forgetting, the brute again. My warrior spirit should have acted first. Well, it's just going to move 1. The elite living corpse was there, which was 1, 2, 3 away. This is 1, 2, 3. My warrior spirit would have moved right here. Spellweaver is next. Well, as much as I want to get my battle goal for my brute, I think I can get rid of that living corpse. So I'm going to use the bottom part of Ride the Wind for a move of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll move to there. So move 5. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Forked Beam, attack of 2, range of 3. I'll get an experience point and attack the living corpse for an attack of 2, -1. But you know what? Hit it for 1. It only had 1 health left. It had 9 damage. Its health is 10. So that kills it. Living corpse number 1 is gone. Cultist is next. +0 to movement. Base movement of 2. It's just going to move 2. Living spirit. +0 to movement. Its base movement is 2. 1, 2. Now it has an attack of 2 with a range of 2. It could attack my warrior spirit. So it'll attack the warrior spirit for an attack of 2. +0. Warrior spirit gets hit for 2. Nothing left to do now but move Hail. Hail can move 2. I cleared a path for her, so she'll go 1, 2. End of round 8 cleanup. Shuffle symbol on the living bones. Spellweaver has 1 card left, so I need to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. She has 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Roll 4-sided die. 3. I'm going to lose Mana Bolt. Brute, I have 3 cards. You know, I should do a rest on the brute as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 cards in the discard. Roll 6-sided die. 2. I'm losing eye for an eye. Start of round 9. I gotta rewind a bit here. I just realized my brute in the last round was muddled and immobilized. Immobilized didn't matter because I didn't move. But the muddle meant that I should have picked the lesser of 2 cards. Now, I drew the +3 card. I was supposed to draw a second card to see and take the worst of the 2. The second card then is +1. So instead of doing 9 damage, I would have only done 7, which means at the end of the brute's turn, the living corpse would have only been at 7 damage. And then the Spellweaver attacked the living corpse to do 1 more damage. I really want to correct this. I think I can do this. So that means the living corpse would have only been at 8 damage total. Would have had 2 health left. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back. So 5. That means I'm going to put him back. Hail then would still move 2, would have moved into this trap and taken 3 damage. Not the greatest situation. That means the living corpse would have got a turn. My Provoking Roar was still active at that time. Now I got to back Hail up actually. Just I'll back her back up to here. because the living corpse would have taken a turn then. And the living corpse's card is move +0, attack +0. So its base movement is 1. So it would have moved 1 toward Hale, and then attack Hale for an attack of 4. Now my provoking roar on the brute was active here. So attack of 4 +0. So instead of hitting Hale for 4, it would instead hit my brute for 4. So my brute gets hit for 4. I think I recovered that okay. Now I can move Hale back. She still would have moved into that trap because Hale moves like a monster. Well, now I wonder then. Hale follows the same movement as monsters do. Monsters don't intentionally go into traps if there's another path. So actually, now that the living corpse has moved, I think Hale then would go around him and go 1, 2 and go there. So I'm going to put that trap back. And I'm going to give Hale her health back. I won't know until I do the editing, but I'm pretty sure I managed to recover that situation. Now the muddle comes off my brute. Okay, it's still round 9. I corrected that. So this is the start of round 9. Living Spirit actually goes first. Move -1, attack -1. Base movement of 2. So it can, whoa, but its attack is ranged. So the Warrior Spirit, now my provoking roar can go into the discard. You know what, I'm going to rewind again. Okay, I'm moving Hale back. Sorry. The living corpse actually wouldn't have gone toward Hale. It would have gone toward the Spellweaver, because the Spellweaver was there before the living corpse. So it would move there. Now, it would attack the Spellweaver. It would have been the same attack, and it would have been the same damage. However, I think that, so instead of triggering the Frost Armor, I'm going to read this card here. Right, so because my Provoking Roar was still active, instead of the Spellweaver taking that damage, even though it had Frost Armor, it still would have attacked the Brute because of Provoking Roar. So nothing changed in terms of the damage to the Brute. The only thing that changes is Hale's ability to move. She can now move 2 to get to there because the living corpse is there. So, okay, again, I think I fixed that. Now back to the living spirit. It's not going to move. It's going to attack the warrior spirit. -1 to attack, so it's going to attack for 1. -1. So no damage, but it muddles the warrior spirit. Next is the Spellweaver. I'm going to use the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4. So 1, 2, 3 into the door, and then 4 right there. Now because I open this door, another monster gets spawned. This time, it's a Living Bones. It gets spawned right here. In this last room here, there's 8 money tokens around the perimeter. 2 normal living corpses, and 2 normal cultists. There's the altar that we're trying to get to, and then treasure chest. It's still the Spellweaver's turn. I am going to now use the upper part of Fire Orbs for an attack of 3, range of 3, target 3. Gain 1 experience for each enemy targeted, so I can target 3 enemies. This will put the fire element into the element table. So I'm going to target, we got here living cultist number 2, cultist number 6, living corpse 6 and 3. There's already cards drawn for everybody. I'm going to attack cultist number 2 and try to get lucky here. +0. I hit the cultist for 3. Now I'm going to target cultist number 6. +0 again. Hit it for 3. And I'll attack living corpse number 6. +1. So hit it for 4. Now I lose this card. That goes in my discard. I'm immediately going to use my minor stamina potion to recover 2 of my discarded cards. And I'm actually going to recover Fire Orbs and Reviving Ether. Oh, I put these tokens on the wrong thing. That's Living Corpse number 6. I don't know why I put it there. Next is the Cultist. Oh, brutal. Well, -1 to movement on the Cultist. Their base movement is 2, so they can both move 1. Cultist number 2 goes first. It's going to move toward the Spellweaver, so it'll move there. And then it heals itself for 3. So all that damage I did is now gone. Now cultist number 5 is next. I can't move because the Living Bones is in the way. It has no damage, so no healing. Number 6 can move 1. And again, heal itself for 3. That's so disappointing. Although, hang on here, I had to double check here. Its heal has a range of 3. All right, okay, backing up again a little bit. Cultist number 2, the heal ability, they will heal the character that's lost the most hit points within their range. So actually, Living Corpse number 6 has lost 4 hit points. So it'll use its heal 3 to heal Living Corpse number 6 for 3. Now, Cultist number 6 will heal for 3, and it'll heal itself because it's got the most hit points gone. Ooh, so much to keep track of. That's the end of the cultist turn. Next is the brute. I am going to use the upper part of Juggernaut, move 2, attack 2, and I'm going to actually move right there. I'm going to attack Living Corpse for 2. Well, 0, hit him for 2. He's already at 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, health of 10. I killed the Living Corpse. Oh, that money token is not there. Now, the bottom part of Spare Dagger, I'm just not going to use. Scratch that. I'll use it for the base movement of 2, and I'll move 1 to get onto that coin. Now, again, my Warrior Spirit should have gone before the Brute. I will move him now. He can move 1. Closest enemy is the Living Spirit, so it'll move here and attack the Living Spirit with an attack of 3, but it's muddled. First card is Curse. Second card is 2 times. So I drew both a Curse and a Bless. So the worst card, of course, is the Curse. At least I can remove it from the deck. Muddle comes off, so no damage. Living Bones is next. Living Bones number 2 is just going to move 1, 2, 3. Living Bones number 6 will move 3 to get next to the Warrior Spirit. Now it could either go 1, 2, 3 to there or to there. I'll roll 4-sided die and say 1 to 2 goes there, 3 to 4 goes there. 2, so 1, 2, 3. And attack the Warrior Spirit for 1 plus 0. Hits the Warrior Spirit for 1. That's enough to kill it. Living Corpse is next. Well, there's 2 of them there. Living Corpse number 3 will go first. -1 to movement. Their base movement is 1, and then +1 to attack. Well, neither one of them can move then, because their movement is 1 - 1. So they won't move and they won't attack. That is the end of round number 9. Hail still has to move. Move for 2 movement, 1, 2 to get to there. So if I can open up a path, Hail can make it to the altar on the next turn. Okay, fire goes to waning. That is now done. No conditions. Oh, I was doing so well, and then round 8, round 9 were kind of a cluster F. Start at round 10. With a little bit of luck, this might be the last round. My Spellweaver goes first. I'm going to use the bottom part of Forked Beam to move 4. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, move back here. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Fire Orbs, attack of 3, range of 3, target 3, 1 experience for each enemy targeted. Now I'm right next to cultist number 2, so I'm going to get disadvantage. So I'm going to attack it first and pick the lesser of 2 cards. So first card, -1, second card, +0. So the worst of the 2 is -1. I still hit the cultist for 2. It had 3 damage, health of 5, that's enough to kill it. Cultist number 2 is gone. Now I'm going to attack Living Corpse number 6. Again, attack of 3. This time I don't have disadvantage. +1, so I hit it for 4. It already had 1 damage, so it's up to 5. Now Living Corpse number 3. Again, +1, so I hit it for 4. Not too bad. Now I lose this card. Next is the Living Spirit. -1 to movement, base movement of 2, so just move 1. Next is the Living Bones, +1 to movement. Oof. -1 to attack. Well, that's okay. So in order, number 2 goes first, so it can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now number 6 can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll attack the Brute with a base attack of 1 - 1, 0. 2 times. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, so no damage. Got to remember, got to take this out so I can shuffle. Next is Cultist. Summons another Living Bones. Closest to an enemy would be right there, but it won't act on this turn. And then the Cultist takes 2 damage. Next is the Living Corpse. It can move, +1 to attack, and then poison. Well, Living Corpse number 3 will go first. Base movement of 1. Well, the only way it can move is to go this way. So it'll move there. +1 to attack, but nobody is within range. So that's the end of its turn. Now, Living Corpse number 6, it can move 1. Now, it can either move here to get to the Spellweaver or here, because it will go toward the Spellweaver, because she went first in the round. So 2 equal hexes. I'll roll 4-sided die. 1 to 2 there, 3 to 4 there. 2, so we'll go there. Attack the Spellweaver with an attack of 4. Null. So the attack is nullified, but it poisons the Spellweaver. That also has a shuffle symbol. Brute is next. I am going to use bottom part of Grab and Go for a move of 4. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I think I'll go right there. And then the upper part of Unstoppable Charge for an attack of 5. I'm going to attack Living Corpse number 3 plus 0. So I hit it for 5. It already had 4 damage. Puts it up to 9, health of 7. It killed it. So that Living Corpse is gone. The only thing left to do is to move Hale. Well, Hale can move 2, and she can move through the brute. So 1, 2. She is next to the altar. So she made it to the altar. Hale moves forward and grabs hold of the censer. She lifts it aloft and speaks a few words in an unknown language. Fire bursts forth and immolates the remaining undead, reducing them to ash. Hale breaks the smallest of smiles. Well now, that annoyance has been dealt with. Let's get on with the real fun. Show me to this rift of yours. And this opens up a new location, Ruinous Rift. And I get a party achievement, Stonebreaker's Censer, and 1 prosperity. So that is the end of the scenario. I'm going to do some quick cleanup here, and then we'll tally up everything that happened. Okay, on the party sheet, I get a party achievement, Stonebreaker Censer. Let's add up stuff for the brute. So for the battle goal, I did kill 1 elite monster, so I get a check mark. I have 2 money tokens with a conversion rate of 2, so that's 4 gold, puts me up to 38. I got 9 experience plus the bonus of 6 for completing the scenario. It's 15 plus 158, that's 173. And that's it for the brute. For the Spellweaver, no money tokens. Now for her battle goal, Workhorse, unfortunately I only gained 12 experience. I was 1 short. So I didn't get my battle goal. But 12 experience plus the bonus of 6 gives me 18. Plus 155, that puts me up to 173. So coincidentally, I'm at the same experience level as the brute. And no money tokens. To get this board out of the way here, I'm going to bring the world map over. Well, I get 1 prosperity. That puts my total prosperity for Gloomhaven at 2. That means I can add another set of items to the item pool. And we unlocked Ruinous Rift and completed Forgotten Crypt. I hate stickers no matter where they are. Only thing left to do is to figure out where to go next. There are 6 locations now unlocked. They are Shrine of Strength, Necromancer's Sanctum, Infernal Throne, Temple of the Elements, Ruinous Rift, and Magma Pit. I'm going to roll 6-sided die, and just whichever number comes up is the one we're going to go to. 3. Looks like we're going to go to Infernal Throne. This time, I'm not going to take my characters back to Gloomhaven. I'm going to stay at the Forgotten Crypt and just travel directly to Infernal Throne. But we'll do that, of course, next time. What this means is I just won't have to run a city event in the next episode because I can travel directly to Infernal Throne. I will, however, need to still run a road event. Well, that's it. I'm happy I got through this scenario. It went much smoother the second time through. I think the main difference is definitely when those additional 3 monsters spawned. Having them spawn that 1 door later made it so that I really didn't have to deal with them that much. I feel like I messed up toward the end. I could have ignored that muddle mistake on the brute, but I really wanted to account for it. So if I just ignored it, everything would have went smoothly. By trying to recover my actions, I might have made a mistake or two in rewinding a little bit. I'll definitely find out when I do the editing. I hope you watch this all the way through to the end to see the successful completion. Feel free to go take a look at episode 14 to see my disastrous first playthrough. It's likely a bit longer than this one. This one only went 10 rounds. The last one went 13. So both from a scenario length and a video length, this one should be shorter. But that's it for this week. In a couple weeks, we will tackle the Infernal Throne. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.